Hey everybody, this is Ron, and we are about to begin filming lesson number 6 in our commercial property series, and this one's all about how to find commercial deals. Fortunately, they're not hard to find, they're all over the place, and there's really only two ways that you should focus on. The first one is getting brokers to send you deals, and every once in a while I get one to send me one. They come by email. In fact, I showed you recently a property with 6 townhouses built on it on the west side of Jacksonville that I purchased, and it had land for 16 more, if you recall, and they weren't quite finished. I wound up buying that property really cheap, and the only reason that it even came to me was because a local commercial broker who I'd met while actually looking for a restaurant location emailed that to me. Once you get on their email list, you're going to get their stuff. But I was probably the only one that responded to it. And I bought it and I sold it for almost 3 times what I paid for it. So come on, you do have to take action when you get the emails. So you get the emails and then you process them as you're learning here, and as I'll work with you on during my 4-day event coming up as well. But what I want to show you here now is where most of my students get their commercial deals, and it's actually on one website. I've got Jennifer here doing the website work for me, so I don't have to stop and do it. So we're right here on my favorite website, which is LoopNet.com, LoopNet.com. If you want to zoom that in for me a little bit, Nick. We're right here on the home page. This is a free website, as well as you can subscribe to get more details. But frankly, I've been able to find all I want on here for free. But if you want to subscribe, go check it out for yourself. Right now, I just want to teach you what to look for when you get on here. Jennifer, if you'll go right here where it says all properties for sale, let's just say I'm looking for an apartment complex in Jacksonville, Florida, because that's where I'm standing here today. If you'll put multifamily here, that's good. And over here you've already got Jacksonville, Florida, so if you'll hit the search button, we're well on our way. Okay, now that brings me up to apartments in Jacksonville. If you'll do away with that thing, we'll get to it here. There you go. Now, to be fair, I've already done a little bit of front-end research here, so I know exactly what I'm looking for on here. Jen, if you'll scroll that up. I scrolled this up. I did exactly what we're doing right now, and stop just a second. I came to, whoop, are we on apartments in Jacksonville, or are we in the wrong place? All right, I'll tell you what, while we're here, here's one. Scroll it up just a little bit more. Come back to apartments in just a minute, but here's one I wanted to show you. What I'm looking for on this site are easy identifiers, which will lead me to punch the button and determine what I want to know anymore. First, I want to see, why would I want to know more? All right, let's just take a look. Here's a Barnett Bank building. Let's say I'm looking for an office building, or just a property that I can buy really cheap. It says the former Barnett Bank building, and that's downtown. This is a high-rise building with a Barnett Bank in it, but look at the simple math here. They're asking $3,950,000 for a 221,000 square foot building. And I don't know what that divides out to, but just simple math tells me that that is an extremely inexpensive dollars per foot to pay for a building. It certainly makes me want to go to see more. And I'm not going to do that right now. But if that was what I was looking for, that one would jump right out at me because of it. On the other hand, let's just take another one up here. Let's just take this Cottage Avenue Apartments. By the way, I used to own Cottage Avenue Apartments. I see they're back on the market here years later. They want $250,000 for 12 units. Well, see, I know that I'm not going to pay that high price for these apartments, because I happen to know they're in a war zone on top of that, because like I said, I used to own them. So that immediately tells me that that would be a waste of my time. All right, let's look at this one. Jennifer, this is a Mandarin Crossing office building. Look at here, 6,250 square feet with an asking price of $474.9. How much is that per square foot, Nick? Quick, Nick. Quick, Nick. I can just tell that it's a very inexpensive price. That's about, gosh, I don't know, $6,250 for $474. It just looks like it's a cheap price to me. because I'm standing in a building right now that's got about 13,000 square feet in it, and it's worth at least 3 times that much. So that would make me pop it up if I was looking for office buildings. Anyway, you get the picture.
$75.98.
All right, Jennifer, would you bring it? I needed to come back to apartments. Somehow it got me off of apartments.
Okay.
Don't know how. Yeah, that was retail. Okay, hit all properties for sale here again. And yeah, it got me off. Hit multifamily. There you go. Whoop, it didn't take. Hit it again. You're not, okay. Still not taking. Why is it not taking? I do not know. Okay, there we go. Now hit the search. Now let's see if it unloads just apartment complexes. Alright, get this pesky thing out of the way here. Alright, here we go. Got them. Alright, hold on a minute. Oh, there it is right here. Shannon Ridge Apartments. Let's stop right there. Now guys, look. Here's 112 units that the asking price is $2 million on. That tells me that, what is that, $16,000 a foot or so? And incidentally, look here, it says 18% cap rate. Whenever you see an 18% cap rate, you know that the net operating income on a property really, really sucks. Because you see, as I taught you in a previous lesson, I can get this thing turned around and sell it probably at an 8 cap rate, which means I can increase the value tremendously by doing the turnaround on it. So this is an obvious bargain. And I'll bet you, without even going to look at it, that it is has a very high vacancy factor. So Jen, if you'll push that right there for me and bring it up, let's just go see what we're dealing with. And by the way, guys, you cannot buy these apartments. It won't work here. All right, let's see what I got here. Okay, 112 units. Price per unit is $17,000 per unit, and it appears to be a bank-owned property. And it is 90% occupied, and I don't believe it. Would you scroll it up here some? Let's see. Shannon Ridge Apartments provides an opportunity to acquire a well-performing asset at a distressed property price. Yada, 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 yada. I happen to know where they're at. They're not in a bad area. They're not in a war zone, but they're not in a good area either. This is a Class C project. So this is really one. Actually, it kind of excites me after looking at it. This is the project that apparently doesn't need a major rehab, and yet they're offering it at a deeply discounted price. I would pull all this information out. I would contact a broker. And by the way, you can go right on this site, and somewhere on here you can actually pull up the financials. Oh, find out more. Press that and see what that says right there concerning the property. And many times they'll give you the entire the list of the income and the outgoing. You can see right here what the current net operating income is, and take time to study it. And the whole goal would be, buying a property like this would be real simple. I'll go in and I'll make an offer on it, always less than what they're asking. And then if we purchase the property, we will then raise the capital to turn the project around, or I'll just flip the property. In fact, I made an offer on one this morning that I have no intentions of ever buying. And if my offer is accepted, I'm getting it so cheap that I'll just flip it out and never have to do anything. But see, I can take this project, I know, without doing the net operating income math, which I'd have to do if I were analyzing it correctly, but I know that I can take this project they're asking $2 million for and probably turn it into a $4 to a $5 million project in about a year and a half. And that's the long and the short of it. So it comes right back down to going on LoopNet or the other sites, picking out the ones with the easy identifiers, which are large vacancy, no cap rate or a high cap rate, bank owned or in foreclosure, and then pulling them up and backing into the information and then analyzing it accordingly. So I hope that helps. Have a good time playing on LoopNet, because you'll be on there for hours and hours and hours. You can get on all over the country on this thing, any kind of project that you want, and it'll just keep you busy looking at the good stuff. Now, a lot of people will tell you that LoopNet's no good. Well, let me just clear that myth up right now. It is true that 95% of the properties that are on LoopNet are a worthless waste of your time. but it's also true that 95% of the properties in the MLS are a worthless waste of your time as well. It all comes down to there is no such website where you can go and there's only deals on there. So you have to learn to be able to pick off the prospects, do away with the suspects, then quickly analyze the prospects, and that'll lead you to the really good deals. So I hope that helps. We'll spend way more time. In fact, when we get to class, we're going to analyze a bunch of projects and work some real deals in class. And if you happen to be coming, make sure you bring some projects and you can get them right off of here and get the information from the broker and bring them to class, and we'll process them live while you're there. We'll call the broker, we'll contact the broker, we'll send out the letters of intent. We do the whole thing during the class. So you should be getting some information in the mail on it pretty soon. Take a look at it and let us know if you're interested. See you on the next lesson.